Hello everybody, this is a video about a theory that I've had about Thomas the Tank Engine, specifically the story of the Magic Railroad movie. Everyone's been wondering, after the movie was finished, why did after season 6 happen, nobody acknowledged what happened in the movie? Yet some of the characters come back, like Lady comes back in Thomas's dream in Calling All Engines. Even Diesel 10 shows up multiple times, sometimes as a helpful hand, and sometimes as an antagonist. And where's Mr. Conductor? Even Shining Time Station was a TV show of its own, and it was also within the movie. So, what happened? I think I have a theory that might be able to explain this. So, let's begin. So, my theory of the reason why Thomas and Friends did not acknowledge the Magic Railroad movie or even Shining Time Station after the movie had finished and then season 6 moved on from it was, I think it was because of Mr. Conductor. So, Lady is apparently the most important engine in the whole world, being the life force of all steam engines and also the universe of Sodor. And also the connection between Shining Time Station and Sodor and all of its magic. So it's very important that she stays alive. And she's also the source of the gold dust that Mr. Conductor and all of his family members use as teleportation, or even just a source of magic itself. So I think it might have been really important to keep Lady safe. Diesel 10 was actually a really terrifying villain, probably the most terrifying villain in Thomas and Friends to date. I mean, lots of people say Sailor John is the real villain, but his motivation was just to get some treasure. I think what confuses people is that it's Sailor John's motive between Diesel 10's motive. Sailor John's motive as a villain was pretty tame, but his means to get to his motive were very unhinged. However, Diesel 10 is more of an agent of chaos. So he actually tried to end the world and tried to erase steam engines by trying to kill Lady. That was his motivation. He didn't care why he was doing it, he just did it because he wanted to, even if it meant at his own detriment. So basically, if Lady were to be destroyed, that means Diesel 10 could potentially be destroyed as well, and his whole universe that he lives in. But he doesn't care about the consequences, even if it means his own downfall. He just wants to succeed in his motives and his goals, even if it means at his own detriment and the detriment of others, and even the detriment of his own world. So I feel like Diesel 10 is a better villain, even though he is a train, because he's more of an agent of chaos and he's capable of bigger things to a degree. So I feel like because of the threat of Diesel 10, even though he was defeated, it doesn't mean he was gone, because he was saved by a boat at the end. So that means he could still be out there. And maybe Mr. Conductor took that to heart. And maybe that's why he used his gold dust to basically seal away the memories of Lady and the magic and the connection of Shining Time. So it's still there, but the memory is erased. So what I mean is, Mr. Conductor erased the memories from Thomas and the other engines, and the connection of Lady and Mr. Conductor and Shining Time Station, so nobody remembers them. And then Mr. Conductor took Lady to Shining Time so that she can stay there and still be the life force of Sodor, so that the world of Sodor can still thrive. But the memories are lost. So that's why Diesel 10, maybe that's why he appears at the end of one of the movies. I can't remember the one movie, but he appears in Days of the Diesels, but at the end of the one of the movies he does appear at the end, but he doesn't state why he's there or how he got there. So, in Calling All Engines, he's definitely there, and the Lady's there in a dream, but I feel like maybe Diesel 10 got out of the boat that he was put in at the end of the movie, at at the end of the Magic Railroad movie. And then he got back onto the rails, and then Mr. Conductor used his magic to erase any of the memories of Lady and himself and all of the magic that Shining Time Station and Lady brings. So Diesel 10 doesn't remember that either. And now he's basically a Diesel without memory or a cause of what happened within the Shining Time Station or Lady. So he basically doesn't remember anything, but he still has that sort of agent of chaos kind of thing going on. That's why in Day of the Diesels, he becomes the leader of the Diesels. So basically, but however, they're not all forgotten because Thomas does see Lady in a dream. So maybe he subconsciously remembers Lady but doesn't directly remember her. So, or maybe Lady has a telepathic power that she can communicate with engines in her dreams. Because she showed up in a very important time for Thomas and his friends within that dream in Day of the Diesels, so that they could save the airport and get it built. And also finish off building the whole island of Sodor as well. So I feel like she might pop up every now and then in the minds of the trains so that she can help them at difficult times. And Mr. Conductor doesn't want to take the risk of showing up because he doesn't want the engines to remember, and he doesn't, basically so that Diesel 10 doesn't remember either. So I think that's my theory. So basically, Mr. Conductor, after the Magic Railroad, uses his gold dust magic to erase the memories from Thomas and his friends to basically protect Lady from dangers like Diesel 10. Because who says Diesel 10's not the only character that would want to take Lady down or use her for selfish and trivial ends? So maybe he erased all the memories from the characters to protect Lady, to protect all of the worlds that connect Sodor to Shining Time, and to protect the magic. But she's still in the care of Lily's grandfather and the family of the Burnett Stone and Lily Stone, so she's still under their care so that she can be looked after. And also the residents of Shining Time help out with Lady as well. So that's what I think. Alongside with Mr. Conductor, of course, and Junior. So that's what I think. So that's the theory. That's my theory, that he used his gold dust to basically sever the connection through memory of Shining Time and Sodor to protect Lady. So that's probably why that the movie isn't really explained after season 6 of Thomas and Friends. So what do you think about my theory? Do you think my theory explains why the season 6 ignored the Magic Railroad, or do you think my theory is flawed? So thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now!